Have you ever stopped to consider why the 1st of May, known as May Day, is celebrated as International Labor Day worldwide? This celebration, which we now associate with parades, speeches, and family picnics, has its roots in a struggle for fair working conditions that began over a century ago. The origin of International Labor Day is steeped in the labor movement of the late 19th century, a time of rapid industrialization and social change. In the heart of America, the city of Chicago became the epicenter of this change. The working class, many of them immigrants, toiled in grueling conditions for meager wages. The workday could stretch up to 16 hours, and there were no laws to protect workers' rights or safety. The year was 1886. On the 1st of May, workers across America went on strike, demanding an 8-hour workday. The peaceful protest, however, took a tragic turn in Chicago. A few days into the strike at Haymarket Square, a bomb was thrown into the crowd. The ensuing riot resulted in the death of several police officers and civilians. This event, known as the Haymarket Affair, became a rallying point for the labor movement. It drew international attention to the plight of workers and sparked a push for labor rights that crossed borders. In memory of the Haymarket martyrs, in 1889 the International Socialist Conference declared May 1st as International Labor Day. From then on, the 1st of May became a symbol of the workers' rights movement. It was a day to honor the sacrifices of the laborers who had fought for better working conditions and to continue the struggle for fair labor practices. Today, we observe International Labor Day in a world vastly different from the one of 1886, yet the essence of the day remains the same. It's a day to celebrate the dignity of labor, to remember the sacrifices of workers past, and to push for a fairer, more equitable world of work. It's clear that International Labor Day's roots are steeped in the struggle for fair working conditions, a cause that remains relevant to this day. Now that we understand why we celebrate, let's delve into how the early celebrations of International Labor Day looked. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, International Labor Day was celebrated with great fervor and enthusiasm. Picture this: cities bustling with energy, streets filled with the vibrant spirit of solidarity, and an air of anticipation and excitement. The day was marked by rallies, parades, and speeches, echoing the collective voice of the workers. Rallies played a crucial role in these early celebrations. They were not just gatherings, but a powerful platform for workers to express their concerns, their hopes, and their aspirations. Workers from various trades and professions would come together, their differences melting away in the face of their shared struggles. Their chants and slogans reverberated through the streets, a testament to their strength and unity. Parades were another integral part of the festivities. Workers would march through the city streets, their banners held high, their spirits undeterred. The sight of these parades was truly a spectacle to behold, a sea of people moving in unison, a symbol of their solidarity. And then there were the speeches. Orators would take to the stage, their words powerful, their messages resonating with the masses. These speeches served to inspire, to motivate, and to instill a sense of pride in the hearts of the workers. They reminded everyone of the importance of their work, their rights, and their collective power. But beyond the rallies, parades, and speeches, what truly defined these early celebrations was the sense of unity and camaraderie that characterized them. Workers stood shoulder to shoulder, their bond transcending the boundaries of profession or trade. They came together not just as workers, but as comrades united by their shared experiences and common cause. These early celebrations set the tone for International Labor Day as a day of unity, recognition, and advocacy for workers worldwide. It was, and continues to be, a day when workers come together to celebrate their contribution, to stand up for their rights, and to remind the world of the invaluable role they play. From those early days, International Labor Day celebrations have evolved. So, what do modern celebrations look like? Let's travel the world and witness the unique ways in which this meaningful day is commemorated. In Europe, countries such as France and Germany host rallies and parades with speeches focused on labor rights and social progress. The streets brim with energy as people gather, united by a common cause. Across the pond, in the United States, the first Monday of September is dedicated to celebrating Labor Day. Parades, barbecues, and fireworks are common sights, as people mark the end of summer and honor the contributions of workers to the nation's prosperity. In Asia, the celebrations take on a different hue. China, for instance, has turned International Labor Day into a week-long holiday known as Golden Week. This is a time for travel and leisure, but the essence of the day, to honor hard work, is not forgotten. Meanwhile, in India, the day is marked by demonstrations and rallies where workers voice their concerns and demand better working conditions. The spirit of advocacy is alive and well, echoing the very first Labor Day protests. Down under, Australia celebrates Labor Day on different dates, depending on the state. But the theme remains the same, recognizing the efforts and contributions of workers. Throughout these diverse celebrations, one thread weaves them together: the ongoing advocacy for workers' rights. From peaceful protests to policy discussions, from speeches to social media campaigns, this advocacy takes many forms. And it's not just about the rights of workers today, it's about creating a future where labor is respected, where workers are treated fairly, where everyone can work in dignity and safety. It's about continuing the fight started by those brave souls who first stood up for workers' rights all those years ago. Despite the changes over time, the core message of International Labor Day, the recognition and advocacy of workers' rights, remains as pertinent as ever. In our digital age, even International Labor Day has been transformed. How are we adapting our celebrations to our increasingly online world? As we navigate this digital era, the face of International Labor Day is evolving. The spirit of unity, solidarity, and advocacy that has always marked this day is still very much alive. Yet the ways in which we express and celebrate these values are changing dramatically. Today, the power of the internet allows us to connect with each other in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. This has led to a surge in online campaigns and virtual rallies that aim to amplify the voices of workers across the globe. These digital platforms are creating spaces for people to come together, share their experiences, and advocate for fair labor practices. They've become places where workers can tell their stories, express their concerns, and demand change. They've become platforms for dialogue, for engagement, and for action. In this digital age, International Labor Day is no longer confined to the physical world. It's no longer just about marches in the streets or speeches in the parks. It's now also about hashtags trending on social media, virtual town halls, and online petitions that can reach millions of people in an instant. The potential of these platforms is immense. They can reach people across countries, across continents, even across the globe. They can inspire action and mobilize people in ways that physical rallies often can't. They can give a voice to those who might otherwise be unheard. But this is not just about potential. It's about reality, because these digital platforms are already making a difference. They're already helping to raise awareness about labor issues. They're already inspiring people to stand up for their rights and for the rights of others. So, as we celebrate International Labor Day in this digital age, let's remember the power of these online platforms. Let's remember their potential to connect us, to inspire us, and to drive us to action. In the digital age, the spirit of International Labor Day is not only surviving but thriving, reaching new heights of awareness and activism. As we reflect on the meaning and celebrations of International Labor Day, what are the key points to remember? Firstly, we acknowledge its roots, steeped in the struggle of the working class in the late 19th century. It's a day born from the ashes of the Haymarket Affair in Chicago, a pivotal moment in the labor movement's history. We remember the workers who bravely stood up for their rights, demanding an 8-hour workday, fair wages, and safer working conditions. We then journey through the early celebrations of International Labor Day, where workers across the globe united to voice their demands. Parades, speeches, and demonstrations filled the streets, the air thick with the spirit of solidarity. These gatherings were not just a demand for rights, but a celebration of the workers' unity and strength. As we moved into the modern era, the celebrations evolved, but the essence remained the same. With workers' parades and family gatherings, it became a day to celebrate the spirit of hard work and togetherness. This is a day to honor the sweat and dedication of every worker who contributes to the betterment of society. In the digital age, International Labor Day has found new ways to connect and inspire. Through social media campaigns and online gatherings, the message of workers' rights has become more accessible, spreading to every corner of the globe. It's a day to remember that technology, while transforming the way we work, should also enhance our working conditions, not undermine them. In reflecting on International Labor Day, we recognize its relevance today. It's a day that reminds us of the ongoing struggle for workers' rights. It's a day that encourages us to continue advocating for fair wages, decent working conditions, and respect for all workers. As we celebrate International Labor Day, let's remember its rich history, its global significance, and the ongoing struggle for workers' rights. After all, it's not just a day off work, but a day to honor the work we all do.